I'm registered dietitian Abby Sharp, and on my new podcast, Bite Back with Abby Sharp, I'll be dismantling the multi-billion-dollar diet industry that keeps us in a cycle of self-loathing and food fear. Join me every Tuesday for expert interviews, engaging conversations, and my signature science and sass to bust myths, correct misinformation, and help you break free from diet culture for good. Listen for free on the Seeker app or wherever you get your podcasts.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Curbs around. You were in the hallway.
I'll tell you, the flash.
Man,
she ran by me. She went to the kitchen, put away some vegetable snack.
She's something, that one. I tell
and
you
then
what.
I think she ran by again, and I said the flash. Made her way to the bathroom.
I'm here, baby.
No phone, though, so she didn't take a selfie.
No, I was not taking. I was just washing my hands.
Okay.
92.1 City, Winnipeg's rock station, Philly Joe and Kirby. The time now is 6:08.
Listen, there's the first sight of real frost on the ground this morning, too. So mist and -3 is the temperature out there. I was just kidding around a few minutes ago, but
Give yourselves extra time to deal with said frost this morning.
I don't know, Curbs. Extra time, like plan your morning around a little bit of frost on you.
Well,
like
it
I know
takes
you
some
used
time
it.
to defrost.
I know you used it. Full disclosure, Curbs running late this morning, a little later than
Came
usual.
in like a hurricane.
About 5 minutes later than you, like 5 to 10 minutes later than usual. But you shot Joe a text.
yeah, which was nice.
But Joe, I mean, weigh in. Is this a give yourself extra time? There's a tiny bit of frost on your window this morning.
At least a couple of like 5 extra minutes for the heat. Like, back me up, text line.
Extra time.
762-555. You got to give yourself at least 5
Extra
minutes.
time is for like, hey, the roads snowed overnight. Give yourself some extra time. A tiny layer of frost on your windshield.
I can't.
My thing can only pump out so much warm air to get rid of said frost. I'm like
7
spraying.
seconds.
I'm spraying the windshield wiper fluid everywhere, trying to at least be able to see out.
Okay.
Anyways.
Hey, we'll see what the text line says. I don't know that,
She's trading in the old vehicle. Let's be honest. It's just another reason to trade it in, Kirby.
I got to get rid of this vehicle.
I do have a remote starter, somebody said. And listen, that's the thing is I didn't think of that.
So basically,
make sure that if you do have one, you think of it.
yeah, that might be a better PSA public service announcement on behalf of Kirby. Listen, hey, by the way, there's frost out there. Just maybe use your car starter or,
I'm getting some backup, by the way.
Hold on.
Honestly, you guys, lay off.
You had to scrape the windows.
Had to scrape the windows.
Yes,
Yeah.
honestly, it was thick.
Yeah, well, how long does that take, though?
It takes
I
45 seconds.
Okay, but I didn't get out of the vehicle and scrape. I just blasted the heat,
Somebody-
which takes a little bit of
so
time.
you didn't even scrape.
No, I didn't scrape.
Okay.
I don't get out and scrape.
I'm with Philly.
I'm not ready for that
Settle
yet.
down, Curbs. 5 minutes.
Don't tell me to settle down.
Are you defrosting with a mouse-sized defroster? All I'm saying is, we're the first point of contact on a lot of people's when they wake up in the morning. So that we have to take what we say very seriously and give yourself extra time this morning. That sounds like we had a couple centimeters of snow. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's right. It was a little over the top.
If you listen to the show, you know I can be a little over the top.
Yes, we know that.
I'm just going to go on record right now and tell you that the rest of this week is going to be pretty much minus lows. So you might want to.
I'm going to start getting out there earlier.
Yeah, it's November. It's you actually need a scraper is what you need. You can't just be sitting in your car.
I don't know
waiting
where that
for
is.
defrost.
I got to figure that.
Give yourself 60 extra seconds this morning. It's one of those days on the streets of Winnipeg.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
780-BONE. Brought to you by Auto Gallery of Winnipeg.
Good morning, PJK. The mechanic here. So on the news the other day, heard a bit of a announcement that the city's looking to cut city services. They're looking to save some money. So here's just a suggestion. I was coming across the Louise Bridge on Thursday, and it happened to be +7 outside at about 1:30 in the afternoon. and the whole bridge is covered with some wet, greasy substance, and I'm kind of wondering what that's all about. So I soon find out as I turn on to Higgins because I'm following this de-icing truck. Big sign on the back of it that says, "Caution, de-icing," flashing in my face. And I'm thinking to myself, why are they de-icing at +7 degrees at 1:30 in the afternoon on a Thursday afternoon? I don't get it. If you're looking to save money, maybe you should do the de-icing when it's actually freezing outside. Does that make any sense to anybody? I can't connect the dots.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's a long list of question marks about city spending that people have, although that particular call will likely get some text message or even Bonephone call response to it as to why they were doing something like that on a day
Could be
like
some
that.
science around that, yeah.
Yeah, who knows?
It'd be an interesting question to get answered, though, for sure.
Definitely.
All I know is I hate the de-icing when you're flying. When you gotta
That means delay.
yeah, like you gotta pull over into this whole other area. You gotta wait until they spray the whole plane down.
What the hell? Beats dying, in a plane. But hey,
Yeah.
no, don't worry
Hey,
about the
why you gotta be
inconvenience.
so logical?
What are you guys de-icing for? I want to roll the dice with my
What do you
life
mean?
here.
Don't worry about it.
I'm in a hurry. I just got back from an all-inclusive.
Waver through.
Oh, wow. I'm out of aloe vera and I got a sunburn from my
No,
all-inclusive.
this would be what we would be leaving because they're not gonna de-ice you
Yes.
in Cancun.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
a good point. Yeah. John with a J has a few things on his mind this morning.
The Bombers, the Jets, amazing. It's just an awesome time to 11-1. Never before in my life has my hometown team, my favorite sports franchise of all time, the Winnipeg Jets, been 11-1. At least I can't remember, and I'm old. So this is an awesome time, and the Bombers are going for it. Just an awesome time to be a sports fan. Until Philly spoils everything with that nasty 4-letter word, Philly.
He's talking about the word snow, which I mentioned last week. If you know anything about me, I do like snow, and it can't come soon enough. I will say something funny, though, because I know John with a J is a truck driver. And whenever I mention, I'd love to see some snow around my one of my brothers who's a truck driver, he's always like, shut it. Because if you drive long haul, you don't need snowy highways any sooner than it has to be.
Right,
The
right.
longer you can get non-snow long haul in, the happier you are. So I get it, John with a J. But I like the snow this time of year. I know you two are like, no. November, you kind of disagree with me on that one. November can go snow-free.
I'm just not even ready to put my flip-flops away yet.
I just know a lot of people that love the outdoors, snow, the hiking, the whole sledding thing that feel like they get ripped off most winters over the last decade or so.
Yeah, not enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
I
call.
don't have a lot of outdoor activities that I do in the winter like a lot of other people do.
Yep. And you don't want to put your flip-flops away. Yeah. You're not still wearing your flip-flops.
I did.
No, you are not.
I did over the weekend when I went to the grocery store, and I was getting some looks.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what? I know I'm in
Well,
denial.
there's been a couple of nice days where you could throw
yeah,
them
it's
on.
still it's
Sure.
still pretty. I mean, I get it. It's still
Just
pretty,
gotten cooler recently.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not time for flip flops. Let's be honest.
Guilty has an idea he's always with these ideas.
All right, hey, got a of course, it's the madness in my mind, but okay, the wife's all in on this. She checked for me. We've never seen, you ever have a Slurpee and you almost crash the truck because you got such a bad freeze brain or brain freeze? People call it different things, either or either. But wouldn't it be great to have a Slurpee drinking contest? Who could drink a big gulp Slurpee the fastest? Watch people dropping on stage? Okay, Philly, Joe, Kirby,
Sounds unsafe.
which one of you are in? Because I'm not doing it. I'll coma. I'll coma.
Okay.
That's the best. Let's do something I would never do.
Yeah. Joe, any interest?
Not for me. I usually now at the level of one or two little sips through a straw and boom, right between the eyes start to cross with
It's
a
the
Slurpee.
worst.
Yeah.
And it is brain freeze, guilty. No one calls it
Freeze brain.
freeze brain. Freeze brain. Freeze brain. Wasn't that a Jay Giles song?
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Just reading an article about common nightmares. And I don't know about you guys, but I have a hard time remembering my dreams most days. But once in a while, I'll have a shocker and it'll wake me up.
Yeah.
And that I remember. How about you guys?
Yeah, I mean, like, unless I pay attention right away. Like, if I were to write it down as soon as I woke up, I think I'd be good. But, like, it's like a split second and then it's gone.
I only remember mine when I'm sleeping very heavy. So on weekends, typically, like I don't get into a really heavy sleep during the week because we don't get a lot of times, depending on when you go to bed. If you stay up for Monday Night Football, I'm not getting enough sleep to really have deep, awesome dreams or deep, crappy dreams.
Well, these nightmares, apparently falling is still the number one nightmare that people have.
You hear that? That's a dynasty, man. Falling has been the number one dream, I swear, for 30 years.
Well, and that one's tough because usually if you're having a falling dream, you'll like wake yourself up by like a jolt.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I'm scared of heights, so I'm more terrified of falling actually while I'm awake than I am asleep. Being chased is still the number 2 most common nightmare. Being chased by somebody, and then, of course, that panic wakes you up. But this one, death. Death was number 3.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. It's a lot of people's number one fear.
I don't think I've ever had a nightmare about dying.
Feeling lost and then being trapped.
I get the lost one all the time. Like where I'm like trying to get out of somewhere and I like can't.
That's
almost like
real
being
life too, like
at
a
Amazing
parkade.
Corn. Yes, or the parkade.
I get lost in park. Maybe that's why I don't dream about it, because that's my day to day. Where the hell did I leave my truck?
Listen, though, honestly, if you're feeling lost, I could see if I was walking like in a forest on a hike, on a trail I'm not familiar with, but Amazing Corn. At the end of the day, you know there's people working there that are going to be able to help you get out.
I know, but it's still one of those situations where you're like, dear God, how do I get out of here?
Well, it's like being trapped on a ski lift, the movie.
Yeah.
You know, there's staff there, but they still made a movie about it, and it's still a fear, I suppose.
Yes, they did.
My number one is something at work. It's like sleeping in for work or something something not working, not functioning at work, forgetting how to do your job, like stuff like that. I don't know why, but I'll have bad dreams about that sometimes.
Yep. It'll happen. I think a lot of people that work shift work have that same kind of dream because their daytime, nighttime schedule is so different from week to week that when you wake up in a panic. I had that happen when I was living at home, actually, and I ran out of my bedroom, and there were my parents. I thought they were having breakfast, but it was actually dinner, and I went back to sleep because I was working at midnight back in the day.
Oh, that can screw you up, though. Like, I mean, I've napped sometimes and woke up. Now that it's darker out, it's like, dear God, is it 4 p.m. or 4 a.m?
The creepiest dreams I have are when I'm actually in my dream trying to tell myself to wake up. Like, this is not actually happening. This is a dream. Wake up. Like, as if my inner self is trying to wake myself up. That is just creepy to me. And I've remembered a few of those where it's a horrible dream, and I'm like, this ain't real. You're dreaming. Wake up. Like
that's a horror flick.
Yeah. When you think about that, how creepy is that? That you're readily aware that it's a bad dream and you're trying to wake yourself up. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I have night terrors as well, where I wake up like, and think somebody's in the house.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
You are just probably
I'm
fun
a bundle.
to sleep next to.
Well, I'm snoring. I'm having night terrors.
Sweats.
I'm registered dietitian Abby Sharp, and on my new podcast, Bite Back with Abby Sharp, I'll be dismantling the multi-billion-dollar diet industry that keeps us in a cycle of self-loathing and food fear. Join me every Tuesday for expert interviews, engaging conversations, and my signature science and sass to bust myths, correct misinformation, and help you break free from diet culture for good. Listen for free on the Seeker app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Joe and Kirby podcast.
We got a winner?
PJK threesome, baby.
We do. What was the answer, Joe?
Things that can be frosted. Cornflakes, window panes, birthday cakes. Frosting.
Let me just say, a lot of people got it right. Frosted.
Mm-hmm.
Frosting.
Not a huge fan of cornflakes or Frosted Flakes.
Oh, I love Frosted Flakes.
You do, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, me
Gets
too.
soggy. Gets soggy too fast.
Maybe that's like you have to eat them right away. You're right.
That's what I mean. If I'm
Yeah.
going with a flake, it's got to be Vector. If it's a non-flake, so if you're telling me, Phil, you can have 3 cereals for the rest of your life, which is actually a really good question. I think I would go. With Vector. I think then Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Your cereal has to stay crunchy, is what you're saying.
I like a crunchy cereal.
Yeah.
Well, Vector is for sure crunchy because I'll never forget that the last time I ate it, I was eating it and it broke my retainer that was a permanent fixture in my mouth. It was a piece of wire that was cemented to my tooth.
Yeah, it's your fault. You don't play around with Vector. Like you can use Vector for construction projects. Like
Yeah, I could tell.
It's heavy duty. If you don't have gravel, like if you got something you're doing around the house and you forgot to get the gravel, just chuck a couple of boxes of Vector down.
I even wrote the company letter about how they broke my retainer.
I bet you didn't get much.
I didn't get anything back.
Well, I
Didn't
wrote
even get
them a
free
letter.
box of cereal, okay?
Even me at my age is not writing a company a letter. I'm going to email them.
Well, I
excuse
don't know
me.
if it was an email or something, but I did contact them.
Emergency meeting. We've got a letter.
I'll tell you right now. Vector doesn't know what's hitting him. This class action suit that you're starting.
Someone said, this is Zimmer. He says on the Boston Pizza text line, honestly, I can't see Aubrey eating anything slow.
Oh, no, that's true.
Really, the cereal has no chance to get soggy when I'm
It's
involved.
very accurate.
I swear, I was just having this conversation with my dad about cereal because I said, are you eating okay? Right? He lives on his own, so I was worried about his eating habits. He goes, no, I'm just having some cereal. And I can hear this crunch. I go, well, that's pretty crunchy. He goes, I don't add milk. I said, what? I said, how old are you? I said, don't add milk. He goes, no, I don't like it when it gets soggy. I said, oh, so this is better.
So he's just eating spoonfuls of
dry cereal.
Well, let me just say,
Joe, get the guy some milk.
He doesn't want it.
I'm going to throw your dad some credit here.
He doesn't like it
There
soggy.
are those who will say, a good cereal when you can eat it dry.
Yeah.
So just.
Is that what they say?
Yeah, well, I don't know who, what, but
Well,
I'm
there's a
saying
group
it.
of them over the age of 80 that are saying it.
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Did you read the Farmer's Almanac this year? Kirby, you read it last year. I start to think that you're just going to, leaf through that thing. We've got Joe's Weatherny in the studio to help us with what kind of winter it's going to be. That sort of thing.
Yeah, even though I like to flip through it every so often.
Every so often. Sitting there on your coffee table, is it?
This guy over here to my right, when it comes to weather, he really gets it.
Do you have a feel for what kind of winter it's going to be, Joseph? I don't mean to put you on the spot. I mean, you don't have your Doppler radar open.
No.
But let's be honest, you don't use a Doppler radar. You use your knee. That usually tells you how things are going to work, what kind of winter it's going to be. Is it going to be particularly cold? Is we going to get a ton of snow?
I thought I remember us discussing this when the almanac had come out about the winter, and was it not going to be more snow than normal this year in some areas?
Yeah.
And the temperature was going to be a little cooler for the months of January and February.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I believe.
I did see that.
Not that that's a bit of a reach in this province, and anything can change, but I'd have to double check we can Google it right now, actually.
Well, let me just take a look here.
Since you don't have your copy here with you today,
I
Kirby.
know.
But I was wondering what your sense is, Joe.
Oh.
Usually you have a sense of what kind of winter it's going to be. You
honestly-
tapped right in.
I honestly believe we are going to get above normal temperatures, but you're going to get a lot of snow.
Okay, see? There
That's
you go.
just my gut feeling there.
Who needs the Farmer's Almanac when you got Joe Aiello?
He nailed it, really.
Did I?
You really
Is
did.
that what they're saying?
Like I'm 100% accurate.
And my knee's been feeling pretty good. So above normal temperatures,
Yeah.
but a lot more snow.
Warmer than usual spells
Okay.
and more snow.
And you know what? Not a bad thing as far as a lot of people that like to spend so much time outdoors, sledding and things like that. They've really taken the brunt of it over the last few years, right? So
Yeah, we didn't get a ton of snow last year, did we?
no.
Yeah, and that affected, because it's winter. You might as well get some snow and be able to do some outdoor snow activities. in Manitoba. We know a lot of people love snowmobiling and ice fishing.
Joe's big on snowshoeing.
No, well, yeah.
You knew that.
Cross-country skiing as well.
Right.
Yeah.
It's it's cross-country skiing. I forgot.
Anything that involves it being harder to trudge through for me is good for the cardio. I love it.
Have you looked around the new building as far as somewhere to put your cross-country skis if you decide to cross-country ski to work?
From Charleswood. Well, Apple CarPlay tells me it's a 21-minute ride from my house. I'm going to have to actually see how long it's going to take me to slide here.
Let me get brushed up on the defibrillator.
Brushed up on it. I'm going to have to strap it onto my ass as I'm here.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
And then over at the 92.1 City Facebook page, we're asking who your favorite Jet is for a chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to go see the number 1 team in the NHL tonight. And no, it's not the Utah Hockey Club. It's your own Winnipeg Jets. Take on Utah. 4 tickets. That's pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of Kyle Connor. Well, I like this. Kent says Solani, Howardchuk, Bufflin, Housley, Ehlers, and Morrissey. So he's going with his top Jets of all time.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
That's a good entry.
I think it was Kyle Connor, hang on, that I saw announced that he's going to be a dad.
That could be. Just got married this past
yesterday
summer.
on Instagram. He said, can't wait to meet you, baby girl.
Whoa,
I'll tell you.
What a run for him.
He's scoring.
Yeah. In more ways than one. A lot of Howardchucks, a lot of Ehlers, a lot of Connor. So make sure you do that.
You know what? I'm going to put a shout out for the tractor, Billy Lasuk. Manitoba boy living here still. The tractor was one of the greatest nicknames I've ever heard, and just one of the nicest people you'll ever meet, too.
Oh, wow. Well, if we're going there, then if we're going to name our favorite Jets of all time, I got to go with Sean Cronin. Man, that guy would fight anybody.
Cronin the Barbarian.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna throw this out. It's like that episode of Seinfeld where they think they bought John Voight's car.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my house was owned by Lyle Moffat, one of the former Winnipeg Jets from the WHA days. I said, this is not a selling feature. I didn't know that at the time, but what are the odds?
Really? Your old vehicle?
No, house.
Oh, your house?
The one I live in.
Wow.
Was owned by a Jet at one time.
That's incredible.
Lyle Moffat.
I wish
That's pretty cool.
lived in a house owned by a former.
Well, someone, when they buy your house, is going to say the same thing. They own the house that Phil Aubrey built.
Yeah, that is very true.
Too bad I'm dying in that house someday. I'm never moving.
Wow.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
The tickets everybody's looking for sold out. Western Final, Riders, Bombers. It doesn't get any better than this. Saturday, Princess Auto Stadium. Win your tickets right now as well. Like as if it could get any better. We also have that Acoustic Theory of a Dead Man show, along with Jeff Martin opening. We'll throw those tickets in as well. So double pack of tickets. Joe has the question.
8 degrees, by the way, on Saturday by kickoff, 5:30 in the afternoon. Okay?
That's pretty good.
Yeah, not bad for November. 25% of women say they always buy this for their man. You got to be specific. A quarter of women that do the shopping for their guys say they always buy this for them. What are they buying?
780 City, 780-2484. Good morning.
Hi, is it underwear?
That is number 2. I really thought that would have been number 1 by a long shot.
Certainly wouldn't have surprised me if that was number 1. Yeah.
I just think that's something you got to buy for yourself.
Yeah, it happens, though. Good morning, City. Hello. Hello.
No.
You usually end up getting underwear, Kirby, at things like your birthday or Christmas. It's an easy buy for someone. So when they know your size and maybe what they like or you like already, it's an easy purchase. It really is.
It's a time-tested thing to get dad.
100%.
Get him some underwear and socks.
100%. Hey, stop peeling off answers here. You just gave away number 3 with socks.
Oh, no. Sorry, Joe.
Wow.
Hi, City. So it's not underwear or socks?
It's not.
Good morning.
Is it deodorant?
It's not deodorant. That's a great one, too. It should be in the top 5.
I like smelling a bunch of them just in case there's a new scent I want to get.
Right.
You know, they have all those nice Old Spice has like 28 options.
But once you've bought it, they know.
Swagger.
They can keep buying your swagger for you.
Hi, City. What the hell happened here? 780 City. 780-2484. Hello there.
Hey, how about like cologne or body spray?
1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is cologne, my friend. Way to go.
All right.
Hot dog guy, hey?
Is that hot dog guy?
What's up?
Yeah.
Hey,
What's
hot
up?
dog guy. I didn't recognize your voice. Yeah,
Hey,
cologne,
how's it going?
body spray. That's number 4, my friend.
What kind of cologne do you use?
All right.
Can I guess? Drakkar Noir?
Me?
Yeah.
That's good.
No, man. I just picked up some Hummer, actually.
Oh.
A Hummer.
Yeah, that's been around for a few
Shoppers
years.
Drug Mart. Shoppers Drug Mart.
Yeah, Hummer's been
They've
around.
got like 3 or 4 different ones, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I got Swiss Army for years for Christmas.
Swiss Army.
That's another good one.
Does it come with a knife or what? Never heard of it.
Okay. Thanks, hot dog guy. You have a good day.
Yeah. You too.
That's a skill set right there, eh? Swiss Army. I didn't know they had a cologne.
The name of men's cologne.
Hummer. That's so good.
I just can't.
Well, that was an easy one, wasn't it? Like somebody sat there and go, how is this name not being used
what
for
do
cologne?
men like? Let's make a list.
Hi, City.
Hey, can I get Philly, please?
Sure can. So, Joe, throw the question out again.
25% of women say they always buy this for their man. We know underwear, socks, and cologne have been knocked off the top 5 list.
Let's go with things they can eat in their lunch at work.
Nothing to do with food.
Sorry, man.
No, that's okay. You take that all off the table now for somebody.
Yeah, so no food guesses then.
No
is what you're
food.
saying. We got Bomber tickets for the West Final up for grabs, as well as those Theory of a Dead Man tickets. Hi there.
Hey,
You got a guess?
how about pajamas?
How about pajamas? You are a winner today, my
Really?
friend.
Nice.
Yep, 25% of women say they always buy this for their guys. Pajamas. Pajamas.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Those pajama pants, right? Is that that's
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
part
like
of
the
it.
lounge pants. Yeah,
That's part of
fair.
it, for
Yeah.
sure.
super
Loungers.
common. What's your name?
My name's Keith.
Keith, you wear cologne, just out of curiosity?
What's it called?
Absolutely.
Yeah, what kind do you wear?
Oh, a couple of different ones I got through a car like everybody else. Like.
You know what?
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with the soapy smell of Drakkar, is
I
there?
would love to know how many listeners of ours wear
You know what? It started in the 80s.
Polo, but
Polo was a big one, too. The green.
Oh, yes.
I love polo.
Green polo.
Yeah, listen. We can all agree.
Pretty much panty remover.
Oh, panty remover.
Well,
All right.
I'm just going to leave this.
Is that the name of a cologne, too? Hang on the line.
For more Philly, Joe, and Kirby, log it into 92.1 City weekday mornings 6 to 10.
I'm registered dietitian Abby Sharp, and on my new podcast, Bite Back with Abby Sharp, I'll be dismantling the multi-billion-dollar diet industry that keeps us in a cycle of self-loathing and food fear. Join me every Tuesday for expert interviews, engaging conversations, and my signature science and sass to bust myths, correct misinformation, and help you break free from diet culture for good. Listen for free on the Seeker app or wherever you get your podcasts.